I wanted to show you how to blow dry curly hair like this, or like beautiful curls. You know, because curly hair is a little bit different to blow dry than regular hair. Remember, you're going to be in a salon and you're going to be working all day. You know, you need to kind of do it, work smarter, not harder, because the harder you work, you might not be able to last all day, every day. Hopefully you're busy all day, every day, and you are busy. But if I can do something or do a technique that's going to give her the same result with less wear and tear on my body, why not? It's going to give her the same result, maybe even better, if I do it properly. So I'm going to do it, not properly, I shouldn't say that. This is a different way to do it. Different than what we've seen. So she washed her hair, she put a deep conditioner on, and now I'm just going to put some product on. A heat protectant and a straightening balm is what I'm going to use on her. And any kind you want. I'm not selling anything, but this is just what I have.
That's the Brazilian blowout.
Yeah, it's just what I like, but anything that you like can work too. I want to focus on her ends because her ends are highlighted, and also the little frizzy, you know, around the hairline we get these real stubborn, real curly strands of hair. And so I want to make sure I protect her hair, especially where her bleach is, where the highlights are, with product. In the salon, you want to do things quick and easy. So, you know how we section here, like how we learn to section for a blow dry? We do all those little sections. That's good. If that works faster for you, that's fine. If not, just blow dry the hair. Yeah. So what I did is I sectioned her. She doesn't have that much hair here. I'm probably going to end up doing like maybe 3 or 4 sections, subsections. I did not remove the excess moisture. Her ends, her roots are pretty dry, but her ends are just holding on to the moisture a little bit. But it doesn't matter. I have 2 blow dryers that I wanted to show you. Your regular blow dry with the comb attachment. This is what you would use to help straighten hair. There's this type of a blow dryer with a comb attachment, and there's this kind of a blow dryer with a comb attachment. This looks like a brush. A client at home can do this for herself. You know, so the difference between the two is not much. This one here, the heat and the air comes right out of here. Of course, it has different settings, low, cool, and high. And it has different little attachments here. It has a brush attachment, and it has a comb attachment, and it has another comb, I didn't bring it, but another comb attachment that is wider. You know, the teeth are wider. This here is your regular blow dryer with the little nozzle that we put on it. You know, and they sell these where they can fit most blow dryers. So I'll just show you how to use both. Now, I do have to be careful with the temperature. If I put it on high, her roots can handle the high, but maybe her ends cannot handle the high as much because of the bleach. But I can move quickly. If instead of me switching it from high to low here, I can just move quickly through the hair. So that's what I'll do. I'll put it on high, I will put it on hot, and then I'll hold it this way, and I'm going to comb it. If her hair was really curly and really tangled, I can't start here and start blow drying. You can see with Teresa's it's not really tangled. But on overly curly hair, you put that blow dryer in and you can't move it. So you start just like we detangle hair. You know how when you detangle very tangled hair, you don't put your comb at the root and bring it out, because all you're doing is tightening that knot. You start at the ends and you work your way up and you work your way up, and as you're untangling, you're blow drying too. But on Teresa, I could just start at the root. around the hairline is where all those little baby hairs are. Yeah, low is too low for me. I want to do things fast. I wish there was a medium on this. It's either low, high, or cool, and that's it. Do you feel heat at the scalp? Is it too hot at your scalp? That's the nice thing, you know, with our regular blow dryer, all that compressed air is kind of focused on the scalp. With this one, because I'm sideways, I can get closer without hurting her more so than the regular blow dryer. Stretch it like I'm trying to stretch it and apply the tension. This is for curly hair. It has natural bristles and it's going to really tug at the hair. When I get it in there and I tug, it'll really help me stretch it.
Is it better to use that kind of brush to get that height from the back?
Either brush can give you the height. Are you talking about curly hair or straight hair?
Straight hair.
Straight hair? You know, the trick is just when you are blow drying that one section, let's say I'm here and I'm blow drying, dry most of it and then the root has to point up, spray a little hairspray, blow dry that hairspray. On this side, especially if it's short hair, see, I don't only want to show the roots where to go, I want to show the shaft where to go too. So I will first dry it mostly, and then put hairspray, blow dry there, and then I want to show this part where to go too. So then I will spray hairspray on this side and blow dry here. Now I've just pushed that up, bent that back, and it'll do what I want it to do. Styling products, it's glue. You know, it's your glue. You want to build a little house out of popsicle sticks. You can't do it without glue. You want to build volume, you got to do it with glue. Whether it's a gel or a hairspray or whatever, you need product. I'm almost done blow drying. And then it's just about flat iron or curling. I spoke with Teresa already and she wants it straight, flat iron straight. Now people with curly hair are going to see their hair in the mirror and they're going to say, oh my god, it's so frizzy, I don't want this kind of a blow dry. But again, this is the first process. We're not done here. This is just removing the moisture from the hair and get it as straight, not as straight as I can, but get it manageable so that when I am curling or flat ironing, whichever one you're going to do, I can manage the hair. And I'm trying to get the roots as straight as possible too, because sometimes your flat iron you can't get in too close. But I'll show you how to get in real close with the flat iron to the root. And you notice that I'm lifting each section up so I can get in there to the root and straighten it. If I did this, I won't be able to reach this root if I hold it down. So every section I did, I elevated so that I can get into the root. The thinner your sections are, the closer to the scalp you can get. So when I feel the hair, make sure that she's not damp anywhere. Her ends, I hardly ran through them and they're already dry. So I don't need to really worry about the ends. I already put thermal protectant, but I am going to put more before I flat iron. So for the roots, I have two flat irons. I have the one, you know, your regular flat iron, but then I have the narrow one. And that narrow one is going to help me get into the roots more closer. I am going to take thin sections. The thinner the sections, the closer to the scalp I'll get. I'll turn her in 1 second and show you. And I could subpart it if I want, or I could just put it. But yeah, the thinner they are, the closer I can get to the scalp. Sometimes I leave this part for the end because by the time I finish blow drying her, she's going to get hot And so when she gets hot, these little baby hairs get wet and curly again. And so I just wasted my time. But I'll do it now and then I'll do it again. Oh, before I clip her up, let me go ahead and put a little bit more heat protectant. This is silicone, but I do want it in her ends especially because of the bleach.
Put on the hair protection before you dry and before you
Yeah, because your hair needs it, because of the bleach. If it didn't need it, I wouldn't. You don't have to. So it depends on what you need. And I saved the end. You know how you still have some on your hands? Then I do the hairline with that, the little curly ones. I think you might need a little bit more. Now, because it's such a thin section too, that means her hair is going to get the heat. You know, like it's a thin section. If the flat iron is too hot, I could hurt her hair. So I have to be careful. I don't know what temperature her hair needs. I've never flat ironed her hair before, so I have to test a little piece. Bless you. So of course I'm not going to pick up, like there's a piece here that's bleached. I'm not going to pick up that one to test it. I'll pick up something that's a little more virgin, and then I will just, you know, quickly kind of touch it. When I touch it, I see a couple of things. When it steams for a few reasons. It could steam because it's too hot. It could steam because there's product in her hair and it's kind of burning off. Or it could steam because it's still damp, which means I didn't dry it well enough. So, you know, that's what happens when you're seeing steam. When I did that, though, it didn't look like I was really damaging her hair, you know, that the flat iron was too hot. So I think I'm okay with this temperature. And right now she's at 345. That's what my flat iron is on, 345. So I will start flat iron. And I'm not going to go through the ends as much as I go through the rest of the shaft. And again, those little curly ones underneath, I'll worry about at the very end. That'll be a part of my finishing. Now that I saw that I can flat iron her hair fairly easy, then I can take maybe a little wider section. And if I was going to hold the hair and flat iron, my fingers would get hot. Then you want to put something like these snip shields on. That'll protect your fingers because the hair does get very hot. Or I can use a comb. I just hold the comb on one hand and flat iron with the other hand. Now I could move slower with my flat iron, but because she's dimensionally colored, some strands are curled and sometimes some other ones are not. Her hair can't handle the same heat on the entire part of the shaft. See, her hair is really hot. I can't hold it with my fingers. And I want to kind of bend the ends under an angle so that I can get into the roots. If I'm not getting the roots, I'm not going to move ahead. I'm going to take a thinner step parting. I'll turn and show you guys in 1 second. Did you notice how I couldn't get the root on this one? So if I can't, I need to take a thinner section and elevate and maybe leave the heat there a little bit longer to be able to smooth that part out. Let me just, for demo's sake, I want to show you something. I'm going to take a wide section and show you how come that's not as effective. So if it's this wide and I have a section, there's no way, watch, you guys are looking at it from a side view. There's no way I'm going to be able to get really close to the scalp, even though I am elevating. And the other thing is, if I'm holding it down, how am I going to reach the root if it's a thick section? This is as far up as my flat iron goes, right here. That means all this is going to stay curly. So that's why thin sections And elevating it, holding it straight out at a 90 is going to help you get as close to the scalp as you can. Teresa, do you flat iron your hair a lot? All the time. So,
45.
what is it?
45 because you don't have it. It's a high.
Oh, 450
Yeah, 450.
on the temperature. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, your hair it's strong, you know, but you don't know. She knows her hair better than I know her hair. So of course I'm going to go in a little with a more caution than she would. She flat irons it at 450. And to be honest, I am having to go over the root area with a little more tension and more times. So if it was 450, that's okay, I believe, for her virgin hair or the darker stranded hairs. But I think that might be too strong for your bleach. Too high. So maybe, do you use a thermal protectant?
Sometimes.
So one thing over two things, whether it's color or heat, one temperature over two different strands of hair, going to give you two different results. Either if it's too low, I'm not going to be able to straighten it enough, or if it's too high, I might damage the hair. Let's use this one now. It's ready to do the roots. And basically it's the same thing, it just gets in closer. Sometimes I feel like this is silly. I can do the same thing with that one, but sometimes it does help. I'm going to higher the heat on that one because I'm going to use that for those little wiry ones. And since she's told me she goes higher, I can higher this too. At least I know that I was cautious and I didn't overdo it from the beginning. Does anybody work on curly hair? Have you guys ever worked on curly hair? I know Teresa has. Huh?
I've done Teresa's.
You've done Teresa's. Is it difficult to work on? It's not difficult, but it requires a little difference than.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have to know, as a licensed professional, how to work with all kinds of hair. You can't say, I don't work with African American hair, or I don't work with, if somebody comes in and they've got a lot of hair, you can't say I don't know how to work with that. Hair is hair, and we as licensed professionals need to know how to do whatever is necessary for all types of hair. We get to practice the Marcel iron and the pressing comb here in class. Practice it and perfect it and be comfortable with it. You never know when you're going to use it. So you're like, I think this is too high. Even one of the strands, when I straightened it, it kind of tweaked. You know how when you're curling ribbon for gift wrap and you pull on it too much and it kind of tweaks? So I think that was too high. That was at 400, so I'm going to go back a little bit. Those were the blonde ones, though, not the brown ones. So what I'll do is I'll just go over the darker ones more often and the blonde ones not as often. I took thinner sections so I can get this right at the root. able to sanitize it. You know, at Salon Centric, they have, what is that one brand? I think it's called Ion or
Yeah, I have
something, and it's a ceramic base.
You can put it on the pot.
Not the wood. You cannot sanitize wood.
Spray.
You cannot.
You can.
It's not sanitizable.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Yeah, technically you can't use it on all of your clients. I don't think I brought the brush. I have one at home, but I will show you tomorrow.
I think that's what she was using the wooden, right? Wood one.
Yeah, the one that her boss created, right? She said.
And she said she will disinfect it once a week.
Yeah, you can't disinfect anyway. It's not. Wood is porous.
Yeah, but anyway, once a week disinfecting is not good, right?
Yeah,
You should disinfect after every class.
each time. Yeah.
90 degree. I want to know for blow dry is same. We have to put
Yeah.
90.
Well, if you want volume and
Uh-huh.
if the hair is curly, see, if I take a big section and I hold it flat and I put my round brush here, I did not really straighten this.
Yes.
So, but when I take a thin section and I hold it up and I put my round brush here, I am now straightening the root. So it depends. I mean, if you're working on curly hair, then yes, definitely. Like with Teresa, I have to take thinner sections. See, if I take all this like here, I can't get close. So I have to take a thin section and elevate it so that I can get as close to the scalp as possible. Now I can get these pieces because I'm right there. If I hold it this way, look, I didn't reach her scalp. Watch, look at the scalp. See, that's as
It's
far
not
as I
same
can go.
problem. Yes.
So when you have that client with the beautiful big hair, this might have been a better way for you to do hers, easier for you. And if she doesn't want it straight like Teresa, then I can take my big curling iron and curl it
Uh-huh.
and pin it, and it will give you the same result. But what I like about this flat iron or the curling iron, it closes the cuticle. It's compact heat. The blow dryer does not give you compact heat. So even though you're trying to close the cuticle, it's not really closed. So then it doesn't reflect shine as well, and it might look frizzy. So especially when there's highlights, because already bleached hair looks kind of frizzy or kind of damaged, whether it is or not, it looks that way, the ends look dry. So when you put compact heat, whether it's curling iron or a flat iron, it closes the cuticle and almost melts it down a little bit. Now it's nice and sealed and shiny. It reflects shine better and the ends look better, and the style will last longer than with just a blow dry.
Thank you so much.
Sure.